Greetings, this is Tyra Olafemi, your goddess guru, here to share a word of inspiration to assist you on your path to self-realization, knowing the wonderful, limitless, divine person, being, spirit, soul, consciousness that you are, and to also talk about issues or topics, I should say, that will assist you on your path to self-mastery. And one of the things that's very important in self-mastery is having a daily spiritual practice. I talk about this pretty regularly. When people tell me I'm having problems in my life, Tyra, one of the first things I want to know is, what are you doing with your spiritual practices every day? Are you engaging your spiritual practices daily? Are you hit and miss with having some systematic way? It doesn't have to be grand and big or anything like that. But it does need to be consistent. Why? It's because we're in a body. And when we're here, we forget very easily who and what we are. There's rites of passages that used to be common in cultures around the world. We still have rites of passages. These are initiatory rites that help us move along from one phase into the next, from one level of understanding of ourselves to the next. But we're missing those in this culture. And so most of us don't know who we are anyway. Most of us believe the wrong truth because it's a personal truth. It's some truth, and I'm putting that in quotes because it's not the real truth. It's some notion of who and what we are based on what the world says or different experiences or what our parents said or our community or whatever. That's not the truth of who and what you are. The truth of who and what you are is in you. And you can't even define it because it's so expansive. So we already are struggling with knowing the truth of who and what we are. And so to top it off with being in a culture that's busy, or we're zoned out in the TV, zoned out in music, not doing a whole lot to connect with our inner nature. And so what we have to do is we have to have daily spiritual practices. For some of us, just to stay afloat. But the more we engage our spiritual practices, the less hard life seems. And the easier it is to cope. And the more we engage our spiritual practices, and part of my spiritual practice is reading spiritual works. And so I'm able to educate myself on the higher truths daily. I get the reminder before I get started in my day. This is who and what you are. This is a divine law that if you apply it will work, and I help you manifest and have a good time while you're here, Tyra. So I encourage you to engage your spiritual practices. That this is in fact one of the messages I've been given to give to you. Wake up every day and do something. I don't tell people what to do. If you like to know what I do, you can ask me, and I'll be more than happy to share. But you have to allow your own inner guidance to give you the rituals and the study guides and whatever it is that you need to help you remember daily, to help you make sure you make that connection with the divine in you, which is the greater divine everywhere. See, this little physical part of us is like this compared to the massiveness, the expansiveness of the divine. And so if we look within, you can't help but go expand it. That's just how it is. And the more we walk in an expanded place, this world is not hard. It's not difficult. And so we have to do those spiritual practices to keep this in the forefront of our mind. I just can't say it enough. If your life sucks, baby, wake up and pray. Let me say it that way. If you're having problems in your relationship, how about you wake up and read something spiritual? It doesn't matter what you read about. Just wake up and read something spiritual. I don't care what book you read, okay? If you're having problems with money, how about you wake up in the morning time and affirm that you live in a beneficent, benevolent universe, always conspiring in your favor, that your source and supply does not come from your job. It does not come from your spouse or your partner. It doesn't come from the bank. The news doesn't tell you who your source and your supply. No one provides your source and your supply except for your divine nature. Okay. Many of you will say God and Goddess. Doesn't matter to me how you call it, baby. All I'm telling you is that you need to wake up every day and affirm abundance and stop walking in lack, because that's not true. And if you have problems really believing me, or if you're saying, Tyra, I hear you, girl, amen, hallelujah, but it's not working for me, wake up and work your spiritual practices even more, because this is truth. Truth doesn't just work for one person. If it's truth on the higher divine level, it will work every time, because the divine laws of the universe are in fact a science. So if truth works for me, it should work for you. Truth is replicatable. The application of it, it will replicate itself. And so I'm just letting you know, if your life is tough and if it's hard, a remedy, something that will fix it, is waking up and doing something. Journal, okay, something. Okay, I'm off that soapbox now. Now on to the reading for this week, which is very interesting. Very interesting. According to my calendar, today is the second quarter moon, which means we're in the waning phase of the moon cycle. I will post the link below in the comment section or the description section with just a small something I wrote about when it comes to moon phases. I'm all about the moon phases. I love the solar phases too. Don't get me wrong. Me and the sun. I love the sun. But the lunar phases I find suit me well in terms of how my energy flows. I don't even really have to keep up with the moon to know what's going on with the moon, because my system is just attuned to the phases of the moon. So I'm saying all this to say that the waning phase, if you understand the phases of the moon, then you'll understand that you can maximize the energy of each phase. So the waning phase of the moon is a time of release. It's a time of letting go. If you set a goal to achieve something and you didn't achieve it, this is a really good time for you to look at what prevented me from achieving what I desired to achieve at the new moon. You set your intentions at the new moon. From there, during the waxing moon, you're working to manifest. You're doing the work to manifest so that by the full moon, you should see the fruits. And so you should see the manifestation of it, or at least progress towards it. And so we can use this waxing phase for release. We can use it to analyze, are there blockages? What are the blockages? Are they in my mind? What's going on? Is there something in general that I need to release to become more fully who and what I am? Well, what's interesting to me about being in the waxing moon, as well as the reading that I got for this week, is that I pulled from the Egyptian or Kemetic oracle, Nekhabet. I pulled Nekhabet 2 times. And then on the third pull, I pulled Wachet. So Nekhabet is a psychic energy. It's not necessarily looked at as a deity, though I do connect it to the energy of Oya, who's also related to, or the same energy in other systems, Sekhmet out of Egypt, Kali Ma out of India. Another one is Jophiel, which is, I think, Canaanite. And then Pele is another one. So these are energies of release. And Medusa. Oh, I love her. She may not be, but I kind of relate her to that. Anyway, um, these goddesses sometimes are feared by people because when you see them, it's like, oh my God, she's holding the head of someone, or she's got all these heads and skulls around her waist. And every time I look at her, she's in the cemetery. When she shows up, death and destruction occur. You leave when Oya shows up, it's a whirlwind experience. It'll catch you off guard. You'll think, oh my God, what just happened? One moment everything was okay. And the next thing, everything around me is gone, destroyed. My whole life that I thought I knew, I don't understand. Or you see entire communities hit by a tornado of some sort. So we're in that phase where what Nekabet is related to those energies. And so we're in the waxing moon. It's about release. It's about death. It's about dying. What do we need to let go of? I had to pull 3 cards because Nekabet is looked at as psychic energy, but not necessarily a deity. So what we're supposed to do is go for a deity of some sort, like Haru or Het-Haru, Aset. I pull once, Nekabet. I pull again, Nekabet. I pull again, Wachet. Nekabet is cool, psychic energy. Wachet is hot, fiery. All 3 of the cards were totally positive. Totally positive. So right now, this is a time where we can sense, hear, and feel so much. We're all psychic sponges right now. You will know things without anyone saying anything. You will get flashes of insight, flashes of wisdom. You'll hear, go down to this place and ask for this person about this particular issue. And you'll get there and you'll think, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Just everything might just kind of show up. And so this is just a really, really good time of release, but also of being attuned and very, very psychic and very, very in the know of things unseen. When we're working with Nekabet and Wachet, it's all about the unseen. And it always is about the unseen, but it's from a place where you really can tell. Don't lie to yourself. If you know someone is not acting right, you don't need the proof. If your inner spirit is telling you, learn to trust your inner voice. That's how we stay out of trouble. How do we get in trouble? The inner voice whispers. Because this is how Wachet works. It's a whisper. A quiet whisper. And we'll hear it and think, that's just me making up some stuff. I'm a trip. I have a wild imagination. Turn right. And we say, I think I heard turn right. But I'm going to go left. And then we go left and lose like 10 or 15 minutes and show up late because if we had turned right, we would have been there in 30 seconds. You know what I'm talking about. We've all done things like that. So listen to your inner guidance. Stop getting in trouble all the time because you're not listening. You have to learn how to trust it. So how do you trust it? You listen when you hear that quiet voice within telling you what to do. Do it. This is the time for us to do that. I believe that somebody needs to know you have some crap in your life, and at this point, it's getting beyond whisper. It is evident you need to let go of something. And the majority of what we need to let go is thinking. We need to let go of the lie. What is the low life stuff that you have going on in your life? What is the low base aspects, activities, people that we have going on in our lives? Look, we've got to get real about ourselves. I'm all about character development. Iwa Pele, in the tradition of the Yoruba spiritual system, Ifa. Good character is everything. We can't be holding on to a whole bunch of low life stuff or doing things that we know or compromising our good character and our integrity. And Nekabet and Wachet, they're calling us to the mats on that this week in a positive manner. If we choose to get out of the crap, it will be effortless for us to do so. But this is a time to let go. It will be easy. It will be easy if you let it go this week. I did not continue to look for a deity card because I thought, why? 3 times this card is spoken. What is important, so, this is basically all I have, but I will tell you other things. If you need to get attuned to something, this is a really good time. The colors that you wear will help attune you if you need to use colors. And when I start talking about attuning, we have to remember we're energetic beings. And so it's less about the physical and more about the non-physical, energetic aspect of ourselves. If you want to create something, attune yourself to that vibration. Colors have a vibration. Stones, food. I love telling people, I don't like telling people how to eat. However you want to eat, I don't care. But my question is it attuning you to the vibration that you desire? No one has to tell me to eat vegetarian when I feel like I need to go energetically greater in my spirituality. I just naturally will say, nah, I'm not eating chicken today. I'm not eating any fish today. I don't need to make a choice to be a vegetarian in those instances. It just happens naturally. I just go with the natural flow. I know when I eat a whole bunch of sugar, that's attuning me to the energy of addiction because I love sugar. And I had to 12-step my way off of sugar. I was totally addicted. Stay away from cake. Tirra Olafemi. I already know what I'm attuning myself to. Cake doesn't make me feel good. Oh, it makes my mouth feel good. But it hurts my belly. And it also allows me to totally zone out from the emotions that I'm feeling in my body. So when I want to stay present and aware, I will eat something sweet if I'm in that space. But oftentimes, I'm staying away from sweets. Sweets will attune me in the wrong way. So your food is attuning you. Your thoughts are attuning you. The people you're hanging around, the way you're keeping your house, is there a lot of clutter? That's attuning you. Clutter waxes out. I have issues with clutter. If you check out my website, you will see I've written about clutter. Why? Because I deal with it. So it's all about how you're tuning yourself. I talked about the spiritual daily practices. One of the easiest ways to clear yourself energetically so that you can walk more in alignment with the truth of who and what you are is by breathing in. You know what I'm going to say? Oh, yoga. And I'll be the first to admit I struggle with yoga because I stay so busy. I teach fitness classes. I teach African dance. I perform. I'm a natural social person. I love to chat and stay on Facebook and I just love to communicate. So yoga sometimes is very challenging for me because it makes me so quiet. Guess what? I need to be quiet because what it does is it allows me to really just step outside of my awareness of my physical self, and I get to go expand it and just totally forget who and what I am and what I believe myself to be, which is needed so that I don't stay stuck in thinking I'm just this, which is good, but it's not all of who and what I am. So yoga, deep yogic breathing, watch your colors. If you need to change how your room is set up, you need to get rid of some stuff. Goodwill is accepting many offers. ARC, Salvation Army, baby, they can use your stuff to sell and help the people that they serve, okay? Get rid of that crap. We have too much crap. And that's around the world, I do believe. But Americans, we are the worst. I believe we have homes to store crap. Let's not have these fixed structures that we live in to store crap. Instead of, let's use them to have a good time, manifest what we desire. Give away what we don't need. Don't accept what we don't need. Don't be buying a whole bunch of stuff. Freely give it away, because that's just the flow of life. That's the flow of life. You don't really need much, and when you do, it will make itself manifest when you know how to apply divine law. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful week, a wonderful energetic week. If you feel depressed, simply attune yourself to the energy of happiness. Go find something to do. Nekabet does lead us in a place where we can't feel depressed, but the energy was positive. You shouldn't feel depressed. If you feel depressed, you need to get up and do something joyful. Also, Wachet is hot, fiery, psychic energy. So we may find ourselves being a firecracker. At times we may think, oh, I'm going to do this day, and it never gets done. I need a to-do list all the time, and I need someone to stay on top of me and make sure I get that to-do list done. But if that's happening, if you're not getting done what you said you're going to get done, then it's time for you to take some time to get recentered, reattuned. So you have a great week. See you in next week sometime, maybe. Thank you all for your support. I appreciate everyone who's subscribing to this channel, and I appreciate all the positive comments. And it encourages me and makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing by sharing what's coming to me. So y'all, come on, let's get about living life to the fullest. Why not? May you feel the blessings that are there and eternally surrounding you. Thank you. Peace and love.